All right, welcome to Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Mike Catalana, I'm Jenna Cottrell. Welcome to Buffalo Plus. Please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for all your Bills coverage. Mike, Bills-Chiefs, once again, a rematch in the playoffs. The team that ended the Bills season a year ago. Who are your players that you're looking out for Sunday?
All right. I mean, it's simple to say we know it's the quarterbacks. You guys all know that. It's Mahomes and Allen, right? And you know the stars, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. And I'll have to say, maybe let's match up Kelsey and the way Dawson Knox is playing. But there's other players we want to keep an eye on. And I'm going to start with the Bills running back. Devin Singletary has made himself a force in this offense, and he needs to do it again in this game on Sunday. He needs to be that player they can depend on. And Jenna, I think that's changed everything for this offense. We know when Allen plays the way he plays and the way he played last week, you maybe don't need the running game. But in many cases, you do. And I think Singletary not only has brought them that element, he's brought them some toughness. He's changed this offensive line. So if Devin Singletary can perform well, help out this offense, help that offensive line, I think it'd be a huge lift for the Bills.
I think that physicality is something Sean McDermott has wanted to see and something we have been able to see over these last couple of weeks. And I know we joke so much about Dan Fates about a running game because earlier in the season that was not working for this Bills team. But I think we've seen Devin Singletary be able to run the ball. We talk so much about that 1-2 punch in this Buffalo's offense. If they were able to run the ball, you're seeing that so far with Devin Singletary and his improved play over these last couple of weeks. I agree with you. What other Bills player stands out?
I know this is a guy you've been watching. You mentioned him earlier this week, but Matt Milano, he did not play in the other game, and the Bills still did extremely well here. But this is the playoffs. I think they're going to be expecting a lot out of Milano. I think they're going to use him in a few different ways. You've got to keep your eye on Travis Kelce. We know that. It's always the case. Jordan Poyer ends up getting matched on him a lot of the times. That's what you got to do with a guy like Kelce. You got to try to run with him. I also think they're going to have Milano with his speed and his ability to chase. I think you're going to see him chasing after Mahomes if he tries to run too. I think Milano is a key guy in this defense. No doubt about it. And I think the Bills need to get a few stops. 3 stops in this game. You get 3 stops on the Chiefs, the way the Bills' offense is playing, I think they can be in good shape.
Matt Milano did not play earlier this season in Week 5. Obviously, the Bills winning that game, but it'll be interesting to see how he does. And he's a guy, I honestly expect him to make a big play in this game. It's just something in my head. He's sticking out of a guy that I kind of expect to make maybe a game-changing play. All right, what other Bills player?
Well, I'm going to look a little bit into the secondary here. And look, we've seen the way this Bills team has played without Trey White. And it's hard to think about this Bills defense without Trey, but they've found a way to come up with key plays. The biggest thing, though, in fairness, is they have not really matched up against great quarterbacks. You did have the game against Tom Brady. For one half, Brady had his way. But since that point, it's been marginal quarterbacks. You got Mac Jones a couple of times. You got, you had, you did not have, you got Cam Newton. You didn't have great quarterbacks. So I'm looking at Levi Wallace in this game. I think he's played extremely well. I think he's been better than most people would have expected when Trey went out. But now you're going against Mahomes. Now you're going against Tyreek Hill. Now you're going against their litany of fast receivers and quick backs. And I think this is a time for Levi to step up. He's got confidence. He told us that. What does he say? I take the field thinking I'm the best player out there. That's the way you got to be when you're a walk-on at Alabama and an undrafted guy. So let's see what Levi can do.
You absolutely talk about stepping up. I think this is that opportunity to see that, to see where he is at, considering he's done such a great job so far. But again, it's you ratchet that up another level. We know how close everything is in the playoffs, and we know how important seeing Trey go out. Obviously, you'd never want to see that. But again, I think he's a guy, he has that mentality, and I think that's something you're going to see here on Sunday. Now, in terms of the Chiefs, they have a lot of weapons. You mentioned Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, obviously Patrick Mahomes and the quarterback that he is. Jerick McKinnon, one of their running backs, he is a guy that kind of, as of recently, has stood out for this Chiefs team in terms of their offense.
He's fast. Is everybody on this Chiefs team fast? Everybody can run, and you saw him in there. And this is a guy, this is what he was supposed to do for the Niners. And then he had his injuries, and it never happened. But then he gets here, and in this lineup, he has looked like a weapon for them. And they've had issues with the backs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire banged up, and then Williams not practicing this week. So they've had issues in the backfield. But with that speed, again, they are not a run team, but they can run it effectively. They do throw the ball to their backs.
Yeah.
And I think he has been a guy you definitely have to keep an eye on. And I think he can be a key for them on the offensive side. Because like you mentioned the other ones. You know who their weapons are. But that's what the Chiefs have been able to do, is find these other guys to make a big play for them.
It's so unfair. It's like they can just plug in place and a guy will be explosive coming onto this team. You talk about the injuries he had before and just what he's done for this Chiefs offense. Let's talk about a defensive player for Kansas City.
Yeah. It's Chris Jones. I mean, he is a weapon for them defensively. He gets after it. He plays with enthusiasm. This Chiefs defense, some would argue, they haven't gone up against the best competition. But again, I compared it to the Bills' run game, where it's much better. They can depend on it some. The Chiefs are not a defensive team, but the defense is better. Just like the Bills aren't a run team, but the run game is better. Chris Jones is a beast. And when he's playing the way he is, he can wreck a game plan. The Bills' offensive line has gone 4 games without giving up a sack. I'll put it to you this way. If they make it 5, they're going to the AFC Championship game in Buffalo. That's going to be the thing. Keeping Josh Allen clean in this game is going to be a key, and Chris Jones is a guy chasing him down, so he is a key for him.
Keeping Josh Allen on the field so that way Patrick Mahomes is now also on the field is another strategy in this game. All right, we're here in Kansas City. We'll have plenty more coverage. Be sure to check out the Buffalo Plus channel on YouTube. For Mike Catalana, I am Jenna Cottrell. We're going to get some barbecue. We're going to get ready for this divisional round of the playoffs. Be sure to subscribe to the Buffalo Plus channel, and we'll see you tomorrow after the game.